Okay, solving systems by graphing. Several of you have asked for some videos talking about how to graph the linear equations. I'm going to pick number 5 from the 2015-2016 test right now. And we have two equations here, y equals 1/2 x minus 4, which is in the slope-intercept form, and 6x plus 3y equals 18, which is in the standard form. Okay, I'm going to end up graphing these on Desmos, but I'm not going to just plug in the equations because I want to show you how you can map out on Desmos where points would be. So the first one I'm going to deal with is y equals 1/2 x minus 4. Since that is in the slope-intercept form, which is y equals mx plus b, I can take the pieces of that equation and work out some details. I know my slope equals 1/2, and I know that my y-intercept, which we often call b, is -4. So that means I have a point at 0, -4. So I'm going to go ahead and plot that line on Desmos. So I go over here to Desmos. It will let me. There we go. So I'm going to have a point at 0, -4. Right there. There's my point at 0, -4. I have a slope of 1/2, which means I'm going to go up 1. I'm going to zoom in a little bit there. Okay. I'm going to go up 1 and over 2. It's a positive 1 over 2. So I will have another point here at 2, -3. So let's plot that. 2, -3. And I'll have another point, map that out, up 1 over 2. I'll be at 4, -2. And now I have points that I can draw a line through. And let's go ahead and graph that line. You can see that it works. Y equals 1/2 x minus 4, and that goes through them. Now let's take a look at the other equation. The other equation is in standard form, as I mentioned. And so standard form, if you recall, is ax plus by equals c. And we have some cheat codes. The most immediate cheat codes you want to use are to find 2 points. You want to find the x-axis and the y-axis. Now, you can do this if you don't remember the cheat codes, okay? To find an x-intercept, you need to find the place where y is 0. And everywhere on the x-axis, y equals 0. So a way to work this out is to just replace y with 0 and solve for x. So I'm going to copy that. I'm going to do this and replace y with 0. And when I do that, 3 times 0 is nothing, so I am left with 6x equals 18. And if I divide both sides by 6 to solve for x, I get x equals 18 thirds, I'm sorry, 18 sixths, because I'm dividing by 6, equals 3. So x is 3. So I have an x-intercept at 3, 0. I'm going to go ahead and plot that. 3, 0. Show label. I'm going to move this around a little bit. I'm going to zoom out a little bit too. Okay. Now my y-intercept is somewhere where x equals 0. So I put the same equation in here, and instead of making y 0, I'll make x 0. And that means 6 times 0 is going to go away, and I'm going to be left with 3y equals 18. I'm going to divide both sides by 3, so y will equal 18 divided by 3, which equals 6. So now I have a y-intercept at 0, 6. Okay, so what that results in is A, the x-intercept equals 3, and B, the y-intercept equals 6. Okay, so now I've got 0, 6. I'm going to plot that here too. Okay, and I would draw a line right through those 2 points. If for some reason one of these points was a little bit wonky and I had to eyeball its location, I would instead also figure out the slope. And I'm going to go ahead and do that. Slope is going to be negative of the x coefficient, or A, divided by the y coefficient, which we often call B. And so in this case, that's going to be the negative of 6 over 3, which is going to equal the negative of 2. So slope equals negative 2. And if you look at this here, we go down 6 over 3. Down 6 is negative 6 divided by 3, which is negative 2. So we'll just plot that line. 6x plus 3y equals 18. And when we graph it, we see we have a solution right here at this intersection. Our solution is 4 comma negative 2. Solution is 4 comma negative 2. And we are done with that problem.